The other option is that the show is exploring what I'm going to paraphrase Briggs, that there's more on Earth than what the mind can actually logically process. There's more going on potentially. Like when you listen to the radio or something, there's radio waves moving around us and through us, and there's all kinds of things that we can't quite see or you know absorb with our five limited senses. So it could be that the show is just dealing with extra dimensional things or supra dimensional things or just esoteric things in general. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be because one way to explain logically all the things that are quote unquote impossible is that nothing's impossible in the unconscious or in the sort of dream space. But another way to explain it is that there's weird stuff happening like all around us while we're consciously moving through life. And maybe this is a show that is exploring, those dimensions that we can't quite typically get our hands around.
Or we could do it like this. Briggs is the Jungian archetype of the wise old man. He literally, if you read the Jungian archetype of the wise old man, that's what he represents. There are parts in the show where he will abruptly stop the entire show to recite monologues that inform you of the fact that he is acting as that. He is guiding the young, right? Not the Jung, but the young, into pulling them into a place of tradition and hierarchy and to become oneself. He's informing that, right? So you've got that, and then you have the waiter, and to a degree you have the giant slash the fireman, who is acting as the wizard, right? So another Jungian archetype. So I think that a lot of what's happening is the things that inform intuition, they are now put together on behalf of the defense mechanism, Cooper, right, who's conducting this investigation into self, so that we can use this intuition, the most resourceful guides, right?
Yeah,
Because
but
life is not.
with my last observation, I was opening the doorway to another way into this show that's not Jungian, that's not personal unconscious, that's not dream at all. Um, do you have any thoughts on that at all,
Well,
or
I
is the
think.
instinct always to snap back? And I'm not saying that critically at all. Is the instinct always to snap back to the Jungian
Well,
stuff?
no, I do have thoughts on that, and in fact, there's going to come about a place where you're with your own two eyes. Lynch, in his personal life, gets invested into physics, right? He starts to
Mhm.
really dig physics, so he starts to pull that in to the work, and that happens like all throughout his career. He doesn't really, he doesn't want he doesn't really want a scientific understanding of it per se, as much as the cornerstone ideas, and that's how we get things like superposition happening in Fire Walk with Me, and then it will retain, right? We'll understand that superposition is an occurrence. However, metaphorically speaking, like everything that you decide is its own sort of like computational superposition. That's why it makes sense to me that we would use it for computers, right? We could actually employ super. We could do that. We could use quantum mechanics to make this many decisions become this one the minute that we decide on one, and then it happens instantaneously. But it could be everywhere at one time until we've made that decision, and there it is, right? Well, the same is true with the brain. You have 200 choices laid out before you, and it's the one you go with that becomes the actual thing. It is now the thing. Nothing else was the thing until it is, right? So you're not wrong. You're not wrong to suggest, well, there's beats of that's already inside of there. Where we're at in that show, I think that's sort of operating on the principle of Jungian archetypes, right? And not in the Jordan Peterson way. We're not taking a piece of media, and we've discussed this a little bit, but we're not taking a piece of media and going like, now, let's analyze it through Jungian philosophy. We're
Yeah.
not we're not doing that. What we're doing is what Frost is doing, I believe, is he's literally showing you, no, these are the actual archetypes, and they are actually in the personal unconscious now as we speak. And this is what the faces of those archetypes look like to this person in their personal unconscious. And it would look different to you because yours is, like it says, personal, right? And that's what I think is happening. And I think that those specific characters have to be doing that.
But,
Much in the
but
same way that you know, look, the log lady is going to serve the same purpose as the wise old woman, right? And it's going to be very clear that that's the archetype of the wise old woman who knows things she can't possibly know, just as we spoke.
speaking of wise old woman, I'm putting a cozy blanket over myself.
I
Yeah.
think
Hey, and I just realized randomly, look, it has a look at the pattern on this
the
blanket.
chevron pattern on it, yeah,
Yeah, that's total coincidence,
yeah. So
I
I was
think.
out today, and I have a fancy "Who Killed Laura Palmer" shirt, right? And it's very obnoxious. It's like who killed, and then it's an entire it's the whole picture of Laura Palmer, the iconic image, right? And then underneath it says Laura Palmer. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, and where do we go? We went to like uh just random store. We went to like Target or something, right? Now, in my mind, I know that when other people see me, I'm a social justice warrior. I'm walking around, right? And like I'm like doing this service and I'm exploiting this case that is unsolved and must be solved. And I know that like other people are like they're looking at my shirt and then they're looking down, right? Because they don't want to be asked about it. Where I turn to them and be like, don't hide your face. You see this. You see this. You live with it, right?
Right, yes.
But then even worse than that, I know that at some point, because I'm wearing this shirt, someone's going to come along and they're going to go like, "Oh, that's a nice shirt." And now I'm obligated to be this guy. I have a show about this stuff. Do you want to listen to my show? I got a show that I do about Twin Peaks. I talk about it. Do you want to listen to it?
It's like, no, why? Like you do that for fun?
Yeah.
Like you have nothing else to do? Like it's not enough to just watch the show?
Right. What do they pay you for that? I got to go.
Oh, then you talk about it on your free time, and then you also talk about it on like camera time.
Yeah,
And
no, this part, this is not the pathetic part. The pathetic part was a few hours ago when we were doing this show already, and we're just doing it on the phone.